All right, this is Big Screen Small Talk. I'm Anthony Matola.
I'm Ryan Walt.
And today we are going to be giving our review a little bit late, about less than a week after, of X-Men Days of Future Past. What'd you think?
I was pro.
Yeah.
Pro. Positive
Totally.
review. Definitely better
Mutant.
than I thought it was going to be. When I first watched the trailer for this, I just could not.
Hated it.
I could not say worse things about
You were
it.
done. I feel like I was talking you into having to go see it. It's like 6 months away. You gotta.
I was so upset when I first saw it. I'm like, really? Really? That's what you? Okay, that's what you want to do.
I liked the trailer that day that we watched it, and then after a while, starting watching the trailers, like they kept on coming. You're like, this is gonna be a clusterfuck. You're right. I started coming to your side. And
Well, I thought there was going to be too much in the future. I think that was my biggest problem. I thought they were going to hold on too much to that stuff. And I liked what they did. They kind of just gave you a glimpse of the future, like that great opening scene
Yeah.
with Cable, Sunspot, and all them. And then they cut right into the right into the story. Boom.
Yeah.
Like they didn't mess around. Right into
Within
it.
10 minutes, it was like, okay. I thought it was going to be really convoluted. After a while, after seeing all the trailers, for like 3 or 4 months, I'm like, this is going to jump back and forth. I kind of was assuming it was going to be like an episode of Lost. Where it's like, I don't know what the fuck's going on. I don't know where they are. Are they sideways or are they flashback or what this is?
Yeah, and then when Kitty sends when Kitty sends Wolverine back, and she's like, you got to keep calm thoughts or you're going to be fighting. I'm like, oh my god, this is going to be the whole movie. I was like, they're going to be every time he sees
And there was
something.
like twice that they did that.
Yeah, well, there was only once, I think, and then at the end.
Yeah, he started getting the shit kicked out of him when Magneto and Michael Fassbender is just. I mean, he's becoming one of those guys where it's like whatever he's in, I will go see.
And even if it's bad, he does great.
Yeah, he's good. You're gonna get a solid performance out of Michael Fassbender. He was excellent. He is Magneto. To me, he's more Magneto than Ian McKellen. I enjoyed the fact that the first class cast was like 80% of the movie.
Yeah.
I didn't know how much. I thought it was going to be 50-50 or whatever. And I was happy that they were glorified cameos, really. I mean, Storm was that was a cameo, but I mean, Patrick Stewart and Ian McKellen, they were characters, but they were kind of in the background.
Like I said, they're in at the very beginning. They kind of get the story rolling.
Yeah.
And then
hanging around, and then the end was interesting. Like now I'm curious how they're going to, like, where are we? You know what I mean? Like, what time frame are we in? Are we in like the original trilogy time frame? Like that's what I guess I'm a little confused about.
Okay.
Like, are they all back?
Or who all back? I mean,
Everybody. Jean Grey, Cyclops,
Jean
like
Grey's
he's saved.
back. Jean Grey is alive.
And so everybody's
Cyclops
saved. So they're all
alive.
going to be. And like, what about like Mystique? Is it going to be Jennifer Lawrence or is it going to be?
Rebecca Romaine.
Yeah, like
Well, that I don't.
that's
know.
going to be weird. That to me, that's the one question. Like, how are they going to do this in the next movie?
Mystique's the only character where that is a Like she can.
Well,
be Jennifer
even
Lawrence.
James
She's a
McAvoy.
shapeshifter. You know what I
You
mean?
can have James McAvoy, or is it going to be Patrick Stewart? Is it going to be Fassbender,
gonna be
or is it
Patrick
going to
Stewart.
be?
And it's going to be Ian McKellen.
That excites me a little less.
Yeah, well.
McAvoy was fucking great in this movie too. Not for nothing. He was really good. I like the when I remember you, I'm not going to tell you what you told me. Fuck off. Little language in the movie, a little more than I was expecting. They said shit a lot and dropped the F bomb.
I got one F bomb.
Well, that's what he did in First Class. But
you get one.
Yeah, but I mean, it was. I was pleasantly surprised. I enjoyed. I'm not a big fan of the original trilogy. I kind of got to go back and watch them again because I don't remember them. That's what I liked.
They were good for the time.
But I felt like this movie made those movies better because now it's not like a reboot. You know what I mean?
Those movies are now invalid. Nothing in those movies happened.
Well, it happened, but then they were erased, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
instead of rebooting, this is what they did.
But that I thought was cool though. I mean, you kind of bridge the films together. I don't know. That's what I thought anyway, because I wasn't really a big fan, and then when it was over, I was like, I kind of want to go back and watch the original trilogy again. It made those movies a lot better because I mean, to see a bigger picture.
The Wolverine?
No, I didn't see the second one. I saw Origins, which
No,
was
I'm talking about the other
awful.
one.
No,
There's
I
a
didn't
lot
see
of
that
ties
one.
to that too. I watched it like the day before we went.
Ties to the original trilogy or ties,
No, ties to
to
this new
Future
film,
Past?
Future Past.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting. With certain characters, or like it's like
Well,
kind
no,
of
they
Easter
actually
eggy stuff.
kind of use one of the times when Wolverine gets all like messed up. They show actual shots from the Wolverine.
Really?
Yeah, like when his mind starts flashing back.
I gotta watch that movie. I don't know why I haven't watched it yet. It's been out for quite some time too,
Yeah.
like on DVD.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right. Well, I guess let's get into the movie.
Yeah.
I mean,
the movie starts off with a unknown
really good
mutant.
action sequence.
Well, it starts off with an unknown mutant, kind of going through the rubble.
Mm-hmm.
It's very Terminator-ish.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're yeah, they're going through the rubble. They're trying to avoid the Sentinels and everything, and they show the mutants in camps and the humans in camps along with them.
Holocausty.
Yeah, very Holocaust, which that ties into Magneto because that's what he always was fighting against.
Fassbender.
And then it leads into this great fight scene between the Sentinels come. There is Iceman, Kitty Pryde, Cable, Sunspot,
I'm not sure all their
Warpath, and Blink. I think I got them all.
Sounds right. I give you.
Blink is the new character that they created for the movie. I don't think she's in the books.
Is she the one who was opening up those portals?
Yeah,
and stuff?
she's opening up the portals, which was really cool.
I thought it was cool. It reminded me like those old books. Those you pick your own ending. Yeah, it was like I felt like there was characters like that in those books.
And then there was Warpath. I believe his name is the guy with the black paint on his face. He was just a fighter. Colossus. That's who I forgot.
That was the metal guy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, oh, this is cool. I'm like, how are they gonna fucking fight these? And when the Sentinels came, I was like, how are they gonna? And then when the Sentinels started
adapting,
I was like, holy shit! I'm like, they can't beat them. There's no fucking way.
And that was really cool. Kitty Pryde running through the walls holding Cable.
Yeah.
Or is that Bishop? I'm sorry. I think it was either Cable or Bishop.
I don't know all the names of the character. I know like the main characters, and the only reason that those people were familiar to me is because they did like a challenge on Ink Master this year.
Yeah.
An X-Men challenge, and I was like, oh, this is gonna be great. They're gonna do comic book suit, and then they did the characters from the movie. Like they took snapshot, and I was like, I want Wolverine. I don't want Hugh Jackman on. But although after this movie, that fucking guy,
he's huge, Jackman.
Yeah, ridiculous. But he's Wolverine. Like that to me, that's a character that's ruined for anybody else. And I feel like he's totally committed to it too. I give him a lot of credit.
He
for
has
that.
2 more movies on his contract.
But I feel like it's not going to take much to get him to come back and do another one.
He was done. He said he was done, but he said this movie changed his mind.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't think Bryan Singer had it in him. To be honest with you.
And I was ready to hate this fucking movie.
Yeah, I was too. I definitely was.
Wait. I'm like, fuck.
I think I liked it more than I liked Godzilla. To be honest with you, especially after seeing Godzilla, I was like, there's no way. There's no fucking way that I'm gonna come out of X-Men and be really into it. First Class had been on television. I watched it like twice over the weekend. I was like, this movie's so good. And I mean, they're equal in my mind. Mm-hmm. They're equal. They're without question the best X-Men movies.
So then, you find out after this epic battle takes place that Kitty Pryde can actually take someone's consciousness and send it back in time.
Yeah.
So they were able to tell Bishop that the Sentinels would be coming at this exact time. Mm-hmm. Therefore, they're never there in the future.
Yeah.
Which is very Terminator-ish again.
Yeah.
I'm blowing this thing wide open.
John Connor.
Blowing this thing wide open. Bryan Singer loves the Terminator.
Yeah. Didn't he do one of the Terminator movies? Maybe not.
I don't know. But anyways,
check that.
So then that leads us into the main story of, Wolverine
going back to pretty much try and prevent the Sentinels
from destroying the Earth.
Made or being updated.
Yeah.
I guess. Dinklage. Fucking
Peter
awesome.
Trask.
Yeah, he's good, man. I like Dinklage. The Dink.
Well, originally, Sir Ian McKellen, Charles Xavier. No, I got that wrong.
No, he's Magneto.
Sorry. So originally, Professor X was supposed to go back in time, but his body couldn't withstand a jump back that far.
Yeah.
So Wolverine having the self-healing powers, he's the one who goes back to do it.
What movie was I just looking for?
I don't fucking know.
Bryan Singer directed The Usual Suspects.
You didn't know that? That's
I
the
didn't
movie
re-
that got him big.
Wow.
That's why every movie he has the Bad Hat Harry logo. And it's
Wow.
The Usual Suspects.
And he did Valkyrie too. Valkyrie was really good. You know what movie that's from? Bad Hat Harry?
Is it from Usual Suspects?
No.
I assumed it was from Usual
It's
Suspects.
from Jaws.
Oh.
It's a line in Jaws on the beach.
I've
It's
seen
a
Jaws
Bad Hat
once.
Watch that again. But so where were we?
Well, they're explaining to Wolverine that, Mystique killed Trask at this time in history, and that's how the Sentinels got the powers to adapt to any mutant's powers.
Because they'd gotten her DNA.
Yeah.
And kind of
So they're
fused it
going to
in.
send him back because of his healing abilities, because he's the only one who can withstand the jump in time that long.
Well, he was the one who said it. He was like, "What about somebody who can instantly heal?" And I was like, "Here we go."
That reminds me because the one part in it's Colossus's one line. He just goes Magneto, and just like shakes his head. That's his one line in this conversation. They're like, "You'll need somebody else's help," and he just goes Magneto. Like,
thanks, you musclehead.
yeah.
So Wolverine gets somewhat teleported. I guess his consciousness
for lack of a better word.
gets teleported into the future, into the bed of a naked
The future?
woman. Into the past, to a bed of a naked woman.
Yeah, good for him, man.
Yeah,
I mean, where else is he gonna wake up?
yeah. Well, I mean, he's Wolverine.
If he
And
wasn't,
look at him.
even I was thinking,
He was fucking.
Yeah, they showed his
shredded
bare
to
ass.
shit. Yeah, that's what I was saying. The F bombs and a couple of shits and Wolverine's tiny hole. I was very
yeah, the ladies were
very
loving it.
surprised. Not just the ladies. I couldn't get over how fucking shredded he was.
Wait till you see the
Ridiculous.
Wolverine. There's a
Really?
hold on. There's a scene where he's chopping down a tree, dude. He's fucking ripped.
Yeah. So Wolverine's back in the future, back in the past. He goes to the school, which is all run down. Finds Beast, answers the door. Beast is still with Professor X.
Yeah, there's a really cool scene where they introduce each other and he says, we become real good friends one day.
Yeah.
And they kind of have that fight.
He
It's
punches him right in
adorable.
the nose. Bop. Yeah, and he's hanging from the chandelier.
Yeah.
And James McAvoy comes. We see him for the first time in the film now, drunk.
I love. Well, I don't know if he was drunk or if he was.
It was high. He was.
Yeah,
he's got some kind of weird serum that he's using.
And
to,
they kind of used it to make him like a drug addict. You know what
yeah,
I mean?
it was very heroin-y,
Yeah.
heroin-esque.
And they gave him that whole vibe, and with the 70s going on and everything,
Yeah,
it kind of gave a cool.
a cool feel to the film.
Yeah.
Authentic.
Mm-hmm.
And so Wolverine tries to get him to
help them.
Yeah.
But they have to break out Magneto, who has been sent to jail because he was accused of
Kennedy's
assassination.
Yeah, which I thought was really cool too. And then when they we'll get into that later when they explain the whole thing. I thought it was really
well because they blame Professor X blames him because he's the only person who could have bent the bullet that took out JFK.
The magic bullet back into the left. Stops
Yeah, I mean that's
in midair, mind you.
In midair, mind you. The magic Louis.
It's a good. That's a really, really good scene. Fucking Seinfeld, yeah.
It is great.
Hey, pretty boy, nice game. I'm a big Mets fan, so it's cool to see fucking Roger McDowell. It was McDowell and behind the bushes, right? He spit on him. I'm it.
Okay. back to the film. Where are we at?
We gotta break Magneto out of the Pentagon, pretty much the sub basement of the Pentagon.
So, right before that, they show a scene of Mystique breaking out some fellow mutants from a camp.
Yeah, which was the scene that was at the end of
anyone who saw
Spider-Man.
Amazing Spider-Man 2, that was the scene that they gave you, but they show you Toad, they show you Ink, I think his name is.
Sure.
And but they also show you Havoc, who was one of the first class, which was really cool.
Yeah.
And then
you don't see them again until like towards the end of the movie.
Yeah, you see them kind of like
Toad's ugly, man.
Toad's an ugly. I don't know. Listen,
with those glasses.
I don't know why Bryan Singer keeps trying to make Toad happen, but he's not going to happen.
Yeah.
Like,
who was he in the original series? Wasn't he in the original series?
He's in the original, the first X-Men.
Yeah.
And he fights Storm, and she delivers that horrible line. You know what happens to a toad when it's struck by lightning? Same thing that happens to everything else.
Thank you, Halle Berry.
Yeah. But it was upsetting because he was played by the same guy who played Darth Maul, which was a really good stunt actor.
That's who he was in the original. I couldn't remember Ray Park or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he was good. He was good villain in Star Wars. Mm-hmm. Really good villain in Star Wars. Yeah, so Mystique breaks those guys out.
Yeah, and then that's how she finds out about Trask and all that.
And so then Wolverine and Professor X.
Yeah, we get our introduction of Quicksilver.
Which, I'm going to tell you, I was blown away by Quicksilver. Everything that I thought it was going to be fucking a mess.
See, I was ready to hate him.
And man, oh man, for the 20 minutes, whatever it was he was in the film, might have been some of the best sequence. Got a little too funny for my liking, but I feel like a lot of these comic book movies tend to, at certain times, go a little...
You need some comic relief. And
which is fine.
He's the only funny thing in the movie, so you needed something.
Him running around in that kitchen.
It's very dramatic after that.
I thought it was cool when he was like, "Oh, my mother knew somebody like that."
Yeah.
When that little line, I was like, "Oh!" And I said to Chris, and I'm like, "Magneto's his dad." She's like, "What?" I'm like, "Magneto's his father." Like the Scarlet Witch, I'm like the Avengers.
And at the end of the movie, he's holding a little girl, and they're watching the TV together. That's allegedly Polaris, which is Magneto's other daughter.
That's not the Scarlet. Is that the Scarlet Witch?
No, because Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver are twins.
Magneto's just fucking banging everything, huh?
Well, yeah, he's banging his mom a lot.
2 baby mamas.
No, because they were together.
Who?
They're the same mother.
Oh, okay. So he's just banging one lady a lot. Good for him. Good for Fassbender. That was a great scene. I thought him playing ping pong and
yeah, he's like, "Oh, you want to break into the Pentagon?"
Yeah.
I was like, "How should I trust you?"
That's dangerous.
Yeah, he was like a quick talker. And I couldn't tell if it was bad acting or if he was just trying to do something like...
I think he was trying to do something...
Like a quick...
Yeah, just to be fast. I'm fast with everything.
So fast.
And then, that was cool with the guy. Illegal. Yeah. The dude from Kick... He was in Kick-Ass, right? You said he was one of the...
Yeah, in the original Kick-Ass, he's his best friend.
Yeah.
Not his best friend. Clark Duke's his best friend, but he's
the other friend.
Yeah.
I thought it was cool in the elevator... When he fucking taped that guy up to the elevator, and he comes walking out of the elevator, watch the glass. He slides the thing.
I still have a problem with his hair. I don't.
Whatever.
I mean, look, I got a nitpick somewhere.
It's the 70s, man.
He had silver hair in the 70s.
You never know. It's the 70s. He's a fucking mutant. That's what you're concerned about, not the fact that he can fucking run and do all these things fast. It's like supersonic speeds. His hair is the issue.
Yeah. If he looks weird doing it, I don't...
But you can't see him do it.
It's just fucking... his hair looked ridiculous.
I was happy. I thought that him playing ping pong was going to be really dumb looking, but it didn't look bad.
No, and then they showed like all the TVs he stole. And
yeah, I wonder if he's going to be in the next one.
Maybe.
It would be cool.
He wasn't in that very long.
No. I liked him. I really did. I thought I was going to have a really big issue. I also really
liked that he wasn't in... I liked that they just threw him in for a little bit.
They used him for what he was needed for, and that was that. You know, and they left it open for him to come back. I just hope that they don't recast it because I kind of liked
him.
Yeah, I liked him. I didn't hate him. You know, I want to see him do more.
Good for him.
Yeah, absolutely. You got to play these. You got to play these roles a few times. You know what I mean? Like
to get him right.
Yeah, with Chris Hemsworth and even Chris Evans. It took me like about a movie and a half before I was like, all right, this is my Captain America.
Mm-hmm.
I'm fine. And when I went into Captain America, I was like, yeah, I love Chris Evans. I liked this kid. I wish I knew his name.
I wish I knew his name.
Yeah.
So I mean, I really liked the scene with him, running around the walls.
Yeah.
It actually gave me, like halfway through, he goes up, he's messing around, and I'm like, oh god, I don't like this. And then as the bullets start moving, I'm like, oh god, he needs to hurry up. And then I found myself like, oh god, he needs to hurry up.
Yeah, there was a weird because I was like, why are they doing this?
It's funny, like the finger thing got me when he dips his finger in like the gravy and like drinks it.
Yeah,
I'm like, okay, but then when the bullets started getting closer, I'm like, he needs to fucking get over there real quick.
It was cool when he moved the gun and he, everybody, like one guy he put the fist to the other guy's face and he punched himself in the face. It was good. It started off. I agree with you with the gravy. I was like, this is fucking dumb. I was like, there it is. I'm like, this is what I was gonna hate, and then it quickly quickly turned around like fast.
Yeah.
He was good. He was really good. A lot, again, just like the movie, a lot better than I was expecting that character to be. I thought it was going to be a total fucking mess. But no, I mean, they did a good job with it. So
they break out of the Pentagon.
Magneto's out of prison now.
And
or
they
whatever
go on the plane. They're going to D.C. to stop
Mystique from getting to Trask.
Yeah. Are we missing? Well, they're going to stop Mystique from getting to Trask. You find out now that Trask has all these secret files that she has.
Yeah.
She disguised herself as Trask and got into his files. And you find out that Azrael from First Class is dead.
All right.
Angel, not Angel. I think her name was Angel. The girl with the dragonfly wings.
Looked familiar. I couldn't figure it out.
She's dead. You know, you find out a couple
Zoe
people.
Kravitz.
Yeah.
That was Lenny Kravitz.
You find out that a couple people from the First Class have died.
He was doing experiments on
them
for the Sentinels.
Mm-hmm. Now, the funny thing about Trask that somebody brought to my attention that he had read from another thing, you know how this goes. Yeah, and it's the first time in his career that he played a character where they don't mention him being a midget.
Really?
Yes.
Well, like Kevin Kristen too. Look at you. He's so little. I kept thinking of Elf.
And but they were talking about how it's a cool mutation of his. You know, he's different than the rest of the world.
Yeah.
And he's taking, you know, his feelings out on other people who are different than the rest of the world.
I never thought of it that
it's
way.
A cool
but that
commentary on,
totally makes sense. Yeah. I wonder if that's what they were thinking when they casted him.
No, they're probably thinking he's awesome in Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
A lot of people are going to come watch
He's
this.
good. I like Dinklage. Everything I've seen him in, he's good. There was another trailer I just saw, The Angriest Man in Brooklyn with Robin Williams, and he's in that. Looks like he plays his brother or something. It looks kind of funny.
Did you? I don't want to get too far. Okay.
I haven't seen the movie. I just saw the trailer. So, yeah, Mystique finds all these files.
She makes the plan to kill Trask in D.C. at their...
The summit or something.
Yeah. Or no, is it in Paris?
It was in Paris, yes. It was in Paris because they were getting ready to...
Summit.
They were getting ready to end the war. I think weren't they getting ready to end the Vietnam War or something?
Something along those lines.
And they're all there.
That's how we really followed the movie.
Well, I mean, we saw it a week ago, too. As on my way over here, I was like, I hope I remember as much as I want to remember.
That scene with Jennifer Lawrence in the bar where she seduces the Asian guy to get into the safety. I was like, oh,
that was funny.
I had Jennifer Lawrence.
I like Jennifer Lawrence.
Jennifer Lawrence.
She's good. I just watched...
When girls are really hot, I sing.
I just watched Silver Linings Playbook again. I've
never seen that. Is it good?
Really?
Yeah.
That movie is really good. Bradley Cooper was just as good as she was in that movie. The second time around, I was like, you know what? He deserved...
I think girls are too pretty, I can't watch movies with them anymore because I just get jealous of the male protagonist.
She's good,
I'm
man.
just like, fuck him.
She's good. He's really good in that movie, too. De Niro's really good, always.
De Niro's in that?
Yeah, De Niro plays Bradley Cooper's dad. Really funny.
Okay, now I know.
You got to check it out. Definitely download it. It's worth to watch. So, yeah, now we're at this summit. And...
well, we're missing the scene where... the plane scene, one of the best scenes in the movie.
Man, that was a great scene.
Where the young Charles Xavier basically gets his feelings out towards Magneto.
Yeah, they fucking have it out.
And then Magneto was like, "No, you left me," and starts crushing the plane because he's getting so mad. And
some really, really good acting in that scene. Like,
I know.
And fucking Hugh Jackman just sitting in the back. Like, what the fuck's gonna happen here? I'm gonna survive. I can live through anything.
Yeah.
That was heavy. That was really, really good.
In the theater, I was sitting there, my jaw dropped. I'm like covering my mouth. I'm just like, holy shit.
It was a cool effect too, man. The way that the plane just started like slowly caving in on itself in spots.
Beast was flying, and all of a sudden the gears weren't working.
Eric. Oh, that was wow! I can't believe I forgot about that scene.
Yeah, well,
that was one of my favorite scenes.
As we're talking, I'm like, "There's a scene we're missing. I got to get this because it was maybe the best scene in the movie.
Really good
as far as acting,
emotionally and stuff. Yeah, they got everything out. They cleared the air. Or as best as they can. You know,
they still need something to drive the character.
Yeah, that was a really good scene. And then after that, we get to the summit, and Trask has this
device.
Yeah, that can detect a mutant. It looked like a garage door opener or something, but it beeps when there's a mutant around, and they figured out that it ended up being Jennifer Lawrence dressed as this
the security guard that she
Vietnamese
seduced.
guy, yeah.
Security
and they
guard.
have a big fight, and Charles Xavier and Wolverine and Beast and Magneto bust in,
Mm-hmm.
which was I was like, "It's son of a bitch." I was like, "He's gonna fucking that was really fast." I was like, "He's gonna turn on everybody."
Yeah, and then he decides the only way to save humanity.
Is to-
Magneto decides the only way
Yeah.
to save humanity is to kill
Mystique,
and to make it so she can never
kill
which it
Trask.
wouldn't have. Well, no, because her DNA is what creates the Sentinels. He thought if he kills Mystique, then there's no more Mystique.
Yeah, but
That's what I took from it, at least.
Yeah, well, I thought if he killed her, that would stop everything. It would be the same. It would be the same thing as if I don't know.
That's how I took it.
Well, it would have stopped her from killing Trask.
Yeah, but Trask isn't the problem. It was her DNA. That was the problem.
Yeah, but killing her, killing her or shooting her like he did, they still would have ended up getting the DNA from the blood because they ended up pulling the DNA off of the bullet, right? That he shot her with.
Well, I mean, imagine Magneto would have took her body.
Yeah, but it's still blood. Are you gonna clean everything up?
Yeah, he's Dexter.
He's not Dexter.
He's Dexter.
Fucking Dexter. Fassbender wishes he was Dexter.
And then that's the scene where it's pretty important. Wolverine sees the young Stryker, who will eventually perform the operation on him that gives him the adamantium.
I like that. Those were adamantium.
Adamantium
That was those were the bone
claws.
Yeah, like there was a couple points in the movie I was like, that's cool. Still a cool effect. I still think it looks
so goofy. I
really?
hate it. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't hate it. That show Hollywood Treasure had gotten the screen used claws and they put up for auction. It's just like a glove that fits in between like two of his fingers and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like the practical stuff, not the CG. When it comes out, it's obviously CG.
Yeah. I wish the bones would have looked less like skeleton fingers and more like knives.
Yeah, they did look toyish.
Yeah.
Little toy kind of deal.
I just don't feel like they could cut anybody.
I don't know. It's fucking
But,
Wolverine.
that sends him into an emotional thing, and that sends him back in time or back to the future.
Yeah.
And they have to fight. And
Marty.
he cuts Kitty Pryde, and now she's bleeding profusely.
Logan. We're going back to the future.
You're on an acid trip. He's like, what happened? He's like, you took some bad acid. He's like, okay.
So, Fassbender, Magneto shoots Mystique, and they end up pulling the DNA off of the blood from the bullet, and Trask starts making these new Sentinels that can, right? Is that what happens?
He needs her brain tissue.
That's right. So he's looking to
on your
capture
brain
her.
tissue game, man.
It was a week ago, man. It was a week ago. It's been a crazy week.
Yeah.
So, all right. So then, where are we then? You seem to be
more well aware.
Yeah. We're at the middle.
We're middle ground. Man, I'm really lost here.
Yeah, I can't remember. Like the next thing that's coming to my mind is the
next thing is Mystique. She disguises herself and gets away from Magneto.
Yeah.
Magneto then disappears.
Yeah.
The rest of Beast, young Charles Xavier, and Wolverine, they go back to the school.
Yeah.
And they need to find her.
And they go back to like the first trilogy. That thing was, it was like
Cerebra?
it was the exact same thing. I was like, ugh, here we go. Like it even looks like it. I mean, it looked like they just didn't ruin the set or anything. They just used the same thing.
I think they did. There's actually a behind the scenes of Days of Future Past on the Wolverine Blu-ray.
Oh, really? That's cool.
And Bryan Singer takes you through the set, and he shows you that hallway.
That's cool.
And he said how, it was really emotional to come back to that hallway after so long, and not only just for him, but for the young actors who weren't there when they originally used it. They,
that's cool.
That hit them.
So now he's looking for.
They got
to get him to do it again.
Yeah, so they get him.
basically.
He's basically saying he can't get off drugs.
Yeah. And
It's a very emotional scene.
Yeah. Well, that whole scene with Wolverine, is that the one you're talking about?
Where, yeah.
When he's telling him, like, use me, and he starts reading his mind and stuff, and that's basically what gets him to go back into Cerebra for the second time, and then he finds
Mystique
at the airport.
Yep.
That was cool. He kept talking to her, and then he showed up. Right? Wasn't he like there?
Yeah,
at
he
one
kept
point?
he kept
She
talking
walked
to her
around.
through other people's bodies. And then
Yeah, that was neat.
That wasn't enough to stop her. And then once she saw him, then she was like,
It still didn't stop her though, because she walked right through him.
yeah, but I mean, it stopped her long enough to have the conversation that took place.
Yeah. And then Magneto comes back he breaks in and gets the helmet.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Which
part.
was cool.
And you also see her wings.
Yeah.
And Havoc's chest plate.
Which I thought was cool. And yeah, then all of a sudden Fassbender is in I think it was RFK Stadium where the Redskins used to play and lifts the whole fucking stadium, all the seats.
So that's what happened to it.
That was crazy. That was a really cool effect.
Yeah.
And as he's doing that, they're having this big I guess press conference and unveiling of the Sentinels at the White House with Nixon. I thought that was cool that he kept on.
We got to
backpedal a little bit.
We got to backpedal a little bit because Magneto had.
This is all off the top of our heads, folks.
Yeah, Magneto had taken the train tracks.
That's
the
right.
Sentinels originally were made with no metal. That way, Magneto could not.
That was cool too. Yeah.
So he finds the Sentinels being transported to Washington D.C. for the unveiling, and he takes the train tracks and he kind of
splices them into
the Sentinels
bodies,
so he can control them.
That was cool too.
So then, that's when he's able to.
He was basically putting his plan into motion. He was. So yeah. So now we're at this. Now we're at this.
There's a bunch we're missing, but
there's stuff with Trask and stuff.
There's stuff with Trask. There's stuff with young Xavier.
But I don't think it's as far as the plot goes. I can't think. I don't want to. I don't want to say that it's not important, but I can't. Off the top of my head, I can't remember what happened. The next thing that I remember is this press conference where they're going to unveil these Sentinels and
Trask is there. Mystique is there.
Yeah.
Young Xavier, Wolverine, and Beast. They're all there. They're waiting for Mystique to make her move, and then
so
Magneto, drops the
stadium
around
the
Sentinels,
like
so
a
therefore
fortress.
They can't. No police can get in.
Which is cool.
Controlling the situation.
Which is smart. Because Magneto's the shit. And he starts controlling the
Sentinels.
The Sentinels, yeah, and wreaks fucking havoc. Everybody, the president and all his cabinet, go into this underground bunker in the White House, which Magneto ends up pulling out with his
Mystique
powers.
goes down with them. She's ready to kill
Trask. Yep.
In front of everybody.
And that doesn't happen because Magneto pulls out this the bunker, and he gets Wolverine, gets them all with the metal and shit.
Yeah, he
right?
takes the
rebar
from the stadium and basically stabs.
It reminded me of Beetlejuice a little bit with that sculpture that came to life during the dinner scene, and it encapsulated that girl.
And drops him into the middle of the
Potomac, I'm guessing.
That's what I was going to say, but I was going to wait for you to correct me. So, and I don't know if you know this, but that's the only way you can kill Wolverine.
Is by drowning him.
Yeah.
Huh.
Because Wolverine had a son at one point, and he had to kill him, and that's how he killed him.
Why did he have to kill his son?
Because he was evil.
Evil Wolverine.
Yeah, he only has 2 claws.
Evil Cub. What was his name?
It's either. See, that's why I didn't try. I tried to to get around saying his name. It's either Daken, like Daken, or it's Draken.
Draken.
It's one of the two.
So yes, now Wolverine is at the bottom of the Potomac.
Yeah, so that kind of upset me because I was like, he's fucking dead.
Yeah.
Like, I know he can drown. Once his lungs fill with water, that's fucking it.
He was there for a long time.
Yeah.
There for a real long time.
It basically takes him out of the end of the movie. Like,
yeah.
The last 20 minutes, he's gone. Completely non-important.
And
they're still holding on to his memories. Like,
yeah.
Why?
So then, now Charles Xavier gets like pinned beneath rubble
Yeah.
in a car, and
In a house, and he's under. He's like the Wicked Witch of the
Mystique
West.
is controlling all the Sentinels and turning them on the humans.
Mystique is.
Not Mystique, excuse me, Magneto.
Yeah.
And he's basically declaring war on the humans. You know, to get the mutants need to be the superior. And Mystique is the one that shoots him.
Yes.
Gets him right in the throat,
Because
just enough
she,
to fucking
she
release
comes out
his
as the
wrist.
president, I believe.
Yeah.
She's disguised as the president.
Nixon. Yeah.
And she comes out. She's able to shoot him, disarm him, and then it's a really great scene at the end.
Yeah.
Where Mystique has the gun pointed at Trask, and she has a choice. All the world's eyes are on her, and Xavier is able to tell her that you didn't do anything yet but save them.
Yeah.
If you give them this, then they won't be afraid of us.
Yeah.
And I wish she would have said something. She
Oh,
kind of
Mystique. Yeah. Well, she didn't say anything.
I know. I wish she would have said
just dropped the
something
gun,
along
right?
the lines of like, for every mutant that wants to hurt you, there's 5 that want to save you.
Yeah.
Something. I got goosebumps saying I should be a writer.
You listening to this, Mr. Singer?
Mr. Singer, I'm available for rewrites. But I wish that there would have been something that would have said, just
we're not what you think we are.
For every bad human, there's a bad mutant.
Yeah.
For every great human, there's a great mutant.
It's the same. We're just like you are. We just we have these gifts.
Yeah, they're not everyone is trying to destroy them.
Yeah.
And now if you give us a reason to destroy you, they're more capable.
Yeah.
And then that leads us basically to the end of that storyline, which is really great. I mean, let's give it up for Mr. Fang. It's like my Balls of Fury reference.
So.
But back into the future where Wolverine's still fighting.
Yeah.
Great scene with all of the mutants holding the stronghold for Wolverine. They kind of drop. He freezes the front of the thing,
Yeah.
All the Sentinels are coming. This is where Halle Berry, she dies. Warpath dies. Blink dies. Now, what I don't get is one qualm I had with this is with Blink.
Okay.
She's a great character. I understand, she can pass. Why didn't she just set up a big hole, let all the Sentinels run into it, and create another hole anywhere in the world? Can it only?
How the hell do we get here?
Yeah. Oh, what the fuck? Can she only wherever she can throw? That's the only place she has the holes. I don't.
Maybe.
Maybe.
That scene, it was in the beginning when the thing was stabbing and she got the hole and it went through the girl's stomach. I can't think of who the character was that it went through, but it ended up cutting its arm off. When they showed the Sentinel again, he had a half an arm. They were cool. From what I hear, there's a lot of people that had some issues with the way they looked and stuff. But I mean, like I said, I'm not the biggest comic book guy. But I mean, I don't
believe they were part of the comic. Well,
oh really?
Maybe. I mean, this was based off of a trade.
Yeah.
Days of Future Past. I don't know how they looked. I didn't read that one, but I was happy with them.
I was happy with the movie, in general.
Because they kind of look like Mystique's skin. You know what I mean?
Yeah. They show it close up towards the end. Yeah, and it was. Yeah, that was cool.
Kind of had the little scales.
Yeah.
Just like hers.
And so that scene that happens. The Storm dies, and I forget. And then we have the.
Everyone dies pretty much.
Yeah.
In the future, which is a great scene. Just everyone getting their ass kicked because you don't see that in movies.
No,
in the
not the heroes.
You never see the superheroes die
on their heels. Yeah,
but you see Colossus get his head ripped off.
Yeah, that was cool.
There's a lot of brutal shit.
Yeah, they got rid of a lot of characters. I mean, in the movie universe, anyway.
Well, they bring them back. At the end, they pull Wolverine out of the lake. Or excuse me, they pull Wolverine out of the lake in the past, and then you see that Stryker has Mystique's body, or Mystique is Stryker.
Yeah.
So does that mean he never got his operation? That's the thing I didn't understand. Or was she Stryker the whole time? Ooh.
I don't know.
Because later he wakes up in what would be actually the past.
Would it be the past?
It would be the present.
We're talking about the school.
He wakes up at the school in a new present.
In a new, okay, we'll go with that one. A new present.
A new present
because Beast is older at this point.
Yeah, Beast is Kelsey Grammer.
Yeah, he came back and
it's a good cameo. I liked it.
Yeah,
because they didn't do as much with his makeup.
No,
which was nice.
But he looked older though.
Yeah,
he looked older than he did in the original trilogy.
Rogue, which is really cool. Rogue and
Cyclops,
Iceman were back together. The girl with the streak.
Yeah, that was Anna Paquin. That's all we got of Anna Paquin was 20 seconds of a smile. I was like, oh boy.
Did you need any more?
No.
And then apparently Kitty Pryde and Colossus, they were teaching together.
Yeah.
They have a relationship.
Yeah.
But in the X-Men movies, they put Iceman and Kitty Pryde together.
Yeah.
So they were kind of like.
Well, and then the big reveal is that
Jean Grey
is still alive. Famke Janssen.
But then again, so is her boyfriend.
Yeah.
Scott Summers.
James Marsden. We were talking about it before, man. You got to watch Hairspray. He's in Hairspray.
Yeah.
He's so good in Hairspray.
Jack Lame in Anchorman 2.
Funny. Really funny.
Did you see Sex Drive?
No.
Oh, my God.
That's on my queue in Netflix, but I haven't seen it. He's in that,
I told you, there's an unrated version of Sex Drive, which is a completely different movie.
Huh.
It's incredible. But the one part, because they put, like, the outtakes into the movie.
Okay.
It's great. It is great. Top 10 comedies, maybe?
Really?
Yeah.
It's a big statement.
Yeah. And I
we
stand
need to do that show. That's something we could do.
That's a big show.
Yeah, I need some time with that.
And but they open the door and it's supposed to be like a big reveal, and the guy just goes, Cyclops.
That's funny.
Yeah, it's hilarious.
See now this leads me. Well, so you see the big reveal. These people are
still
they're
alive.
alive
This is basically
now.
a reboot of the
X-Men
original universe.
Yeah, and credits roll, and at the end of the credits we see the pyramids. I don't know if they're being built or whatever.
They are being built by the original mutant, the basically patient zero of mutants, Apocalypse, and
who's a young boy.
Yeah, and in the outs, you see the 4 horsemen of the Apocalypse. I don't know if you saw that.
No, really.
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
Which is his posse.
Really?
Yeah, and he also has another person that's with him that they didn't show.
Huh.
That is usually with him.
But I thought that was kind of neat. People, I read people had some kind of issue with that. I was like, well, why? It was like it's set up.
I felt like it was kind of a waste because they already announced the movie.
Yeah, but you got to show something. No?
Look, after credits is required in any superhero movie.
Yeah, but I mean, I thought it was cool that you saw him young. You saw the beginning of him. All those people, whatever they were, whatever tribe or type of people they were all worshiping him, and he's got the pyramids in the air, and building the pyramids. And I mean, I didn't hate it. I didn't think it was a waste. What else were you gonna do? What else could you have put in?
No fucking idea.
I mean, here's the next movie. And I agree. I know what you're saying. I hear what you're saying that
I could see
it's already
Channing Tatum just sitting there playing with a pack of cards.
I don't see that.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. He's just shuffling the deck.
They didn't name Apocalypse yet, correct? As an actor who's
Josh
playing
Brolin?
him. No, Josh Brolin just got announced today as Thanos.
I think he would have been a better Apocalypse.
I don't know. So, where do we go from here?
Where do we go from here?
What's the cast? Like, who is coming back in Apocalypse?
Well,
is it going to be Patrick Stewart, or are we going to get James McAvoy, or
in Apocalypse?
Yeah, I mean, I dug the fact that it was 80% the First Class cast. I said it earlier, and I really liked those people. I really liked them in that movie.
I'm not sure.
I feel like you're going back to the well with the trilogy that wasn't all that great. I mean, I know you have a really incredible fucking setup with those last 2 movies. This one is especially. But, I mean, to go back to those characters, I feel like you wasted performances and you wasted these movies with these new guys if you're just going to go back and go back to the well again with the same people.
Well, I think at this point, Bryan Singer just doesn't want to admit he did something wrong. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's like, at this point, he's like, no, I can fix it.
Yeah.
Just give me a chance.
He's doing Apocalypse.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
He's doing Apocalypse. Right now, the next 2 movies set up are,
There's
Apocalypse.
2 more X-Men movies.
There's Apocalypse and the Wolverine 2.
Oh, okay. And he's doing that?
I don't think he's doing Wolverine 2.
So,
but he's doing Apocalypse, and I know Wolverine. That's Hugh Jackman's next 2 movies.
okay.
And after that, there could be a new Wolverine.
It's tough. It's really tough. Hugh Jackman is
It
Wolverine.
has to happen eventually, though.
Yeah, I guess. But, I mean, not yet. Look at him. He can still play that character, man. And I think he likes it. I really do. I feel like he enjoys playing that character. Why would you come back so often?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he doesn't seem like he's that guy who's like, I'm just
I loved
doing
him
stuff for the money.
in the future
and
when he
stuff.
had like the gray on the
Yeah.
sides. I was like,
Yeah.
he fucking nailed it.
He was good. The movie, I give it an 8.5 out of 10. I mean, I was
8.5?
totally
I'd give it an 8.
pleasantly surprised.
I want to rewatch it for sure.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna buy it when it comes out.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, I was really pleasantly surprised with what they did with it. Like we said earlier, both of us really weren't expecting too much from it, and it was a solid flick. It was a solid superhero movie. I feel like they're getting better, and it gives me hope that these movies are gonna.
Well, did you know that the guy who wrote Days of Future Past is writing the Fantastic Four movie?
I in the days since I've seen the movie, I kind of pieced that together because I saw that he was giving a lot of interviews. He did a lot of explaining about the after credits scene and he explained some of the Easter eggs that were in the flick and stuff. And so I mean that's cool. I mean I didn't like those movies; those were terrible. The Fantastic Four. So I mean if you can reboot,
you want to talk about low hopes for a movie?
Yeah,
that's one I fucking have. Low
if you can
hopes
reboot it and do what they did with these X-Men movies, I mean I'm in. I'm happy. I'm happy that they were able to turn the X-Men around, turn this franchise around. I don't know why they can't do it with Spider-Man. I don't know why they can't do it with the Punisher.
How do you feel about a X-Men Fantastic Four crossover film?
I'm fine with that. I'd rather see X-Men Avengers crossover film, but I mean, I'd be fine with it. It depends on how Fantastic Four is. If Fantastic Four is another piece of garbage, I keep it away because they got the X-Men right, or they're getting it right. You know what I mean? I don't want to see that be brought into this universe. If it's not good, look, there he is, Walter White. We were talking about him before. Yeah, I mean, if it's a bad movie, if it's like the original, then I don't want to see it. Just keep it. Yeah, keep them 2 separate entities, and that's that.
Like right now with Spider-Man, you're like, just keep it away.
I don't want to see Spider-Man. I don't want to see Spider-Man in his own fucking movie, let alone pop up somewhere else.
Yeah,
unless they're gonna bring him in the Avengers.
Let's talk about Drew Goddard dropping out of Sinister Six, right?
No, he dropped out of Daredevil.
Ah, I thought he was doing Sinister Six.
He left
Daredevil
to do Sinister Six. Yeah, which now brings my hopes up like a click on that movie.
Yeah,
just because I'm a Lost guy, so anything that those guys do, I'm gonna be interested. I want to see it because I dig those guys. I think I like them all. Carlton Cuse and Drew Goddard and JJ. I like them all. Yeah, JJ's the Godfather. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that movie too.
Everything I see with JJ Abrams,
when does that come out? That
we're
movie?
really getting off topic, but
that's all right. We're schmozzing now.
I don't know. It comes out.
Comes out next year.
Yeah, 2015.
Kristen's going away for like a week in the summer, sometime in August or whatever. I'm thinking come crash for the weekend, and we do a fucking Star Wars weekend.
Nice.
Do all 6 of them. If you're down for it.
In a weekend, we can do all 6 like 3 times.
Yeah, well, hey, whatever. We can pick a couple fucking movies, a couple series, and go through them. We got
on. Well, what was this? Everything I've seen with JJ where he talks about Star Wars, it makes me love Star Wars more, and it makes me more excited.
Because this is a guy who loves the films, who loves and respects the characters. That's why, same thing with Joss Whedon with the Avengers.
Yeah.
That guy, you knew he was going to take care of these characters.
Did you see the Hope Foundation or whatever it's called? Star Wars Hope for Change. I wish I could remember what it's called right now. But he posted a video basically where you can donate so much money and it helps
cool.
charity of some kind. And he talks about Star Wars and how much it means to everyone and how we all grew up with it together. And he's on set. And as he's on set, there's this like little camel thing walking behind him.
Oh, I heard about it. They said it was like the first like practical.
Yeah,
it's like a Muppet
practical.
almost.
Yeah. And I saw it and I got so fucking excited. I'm like, you're doing it right.
It
You're
looks
fucking
good.
Doing
I saw a still of it, and I'm like, this is perfect.
But no,
I don't
you
want
got
to
see
see
like
the CG
eyes
stuff. Yeah.
It was.
I don't want to see the CG stuff.
So
you know, I mean, I understand now with this day and age, it's a little bit cheaper to do that, and it's easier. You know what I mean? But I am a practical effects fucking guy.
I understand cheaper and easier, But it's Star Wars. It's not like somebody out there is not going to give you the money.
Yeah.
You just don't want to take the time.
Yeah, that's what I think Lucas got a little bit lazy. And I think he did the right thing. I'm thankful that he sold the rights to Disney, and now they're gonna do these movies the right way.
And not only are we getting Star Wars movies, but we're getting Star Wars spin-off movies.
Yeah.
They just signed up.
Oh.
I can't remember who they just signed up, but they just signed a director for a spin-off movie, and it's.
Oh, it was the guy who did Godzilla is directing one of the trilogy. Is he doing a spin-off, or is he doing?
He's doing a spin-off movie.
Is JJ doing all three?
No, Spielberg's supposedly coming to do one.
You would tell. I think we discussed that another. But yeah, I heard that Gareth Edwards, the guy who did Godzilla, is doing one of the stories.
Almost 100% sure he's doing Boba Fett.
That'd be cool.
I bet you.
I feel like that's a little overdue.
If somebody's going to get their own movie in that world, it's either going to be Boba Fett or Darth Maul.
I'm kind of more interested in Boba Fett.
It's got to be one of the two.
Don't get me wrong.
I can't imagine them, especially the first spin-off movie that they're doing.
Yeah, it should be Boba Fett.
It's got to be some character that people want to see, and Boba Fett.
And no more. I mean, there's nobody who we know less about that's got such a following.
There's nobody we care more about and know less about.
Yeah, as Boba Fett.
And especially if they tell the story after the Sarlacc pit.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if you know this, but he escapes the Sarlacc pit.
Oh, I didn't know that.
No, he doesn't die. He shoots his way out of the belly.
Oh. Do they show that in the movie?
Nope. It's in the books.
Ah. That'd be cool. You got all of those books, too.
Can you just picture the beginning of the movie? Just like slime and him just fucking
just
crawling?
seeing the light. You know what I mean? Like a point of view shot of him crawling out of this thing with the fucking teeth and everything. That'd be cool, man. That'd be really cool. Well, I guess that's...
Yeah, well, I guess we should wrap
this up. That's our offshoot. That's our review of X-Men and our looking forward to Star Wars and everything else under the sun.
Yep.
As always, continue listening. Spread the word. Big Screen Small Talk. We're on Facebook. We're on Twitter.
If you like our videos, like and subscribe us on YouTube.
Yeah, like and subscribe. That'd be really cool, guys.
Facebook.com/Big Screen Small Talk. Twitter @BSST Podcast.
And, yeah, thanks for listening, guys. I'm Anthony Matola.
I'm Ryan Waltz.
We'll see you when we see you.